After he went undrafted out of East Carolina in 2024, defensive back Julius would have several offers on hand, including from the Cowboys. With good reason, during his time with the Pirates, he'd started 24 straight games and developed a reputation as a hard-hitting safety who twice led the team in tackles from the defensive backfield and was a first-team All-American Athletic Conference selection. Wood ultimately chose to sign on with Dallas and said at the time, "I feel like it was the situation, the roster aspect, that was the most important, being able to compete. Really, it came down to where I feel like was the best fit. I felt like the Cowboys, in my heart, was the place I needed to be at." He spent that summer with the Cowboys but was ultimately released at the end of camp. Wood did sign on with Tennessee, though, and was put on the active roster, playing 9 games, mostly on special teams. On Tuesday, though, Dallas announced that Wood is back, as the team wrote on Twitter/X. The @Dallas Cowboys signed DB Julius Wood to the practice squad. Julius Wood, suspended in 2024, Wood's NFL career got off to an ignominious start with the Titans because, after making appearances in the kicking game and getting 5 snaps as a defensive back, the NFL suspended him for the use of performance-enhancing drugs. It was a 6-game suspension. But Wood has turned the page on last season and is back with a chance to help the Cowboys out of a desperate situation with their defensive backs. Malik Hooker is out with a toe injury and has been placed on IR, which will keep him out for at least 4 games, though perhaps longer. The team started Wanya Thomas in Hooker's place in Week 5 and elevated Elijah Clark from the practice squad, opening a spot for Wood. Cowboys hoping to get healthy. The injury-ravaged Cowboys are 2-1 and sorting through the timetables of getting players back in the next 2 weeks. The hope is that their interior offensive linemen, at least Tyler Booker and Tyler Smith, will be on the field in Week 6. There's hope that CeeDee Lamb will return in either Week 6 or 7. 2. It's still early. I think we'll find out more in the next couple of days. I think we're trending in the right direction on a few guys, Coach Brian Schottenheimer told reporters. I'm seeing progress on all the guys. Whether they're able to make it to this weekend, we'll see, but I do think we're closing in on some good markers for these guys in the next couple of weeks. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has played great football to start the year, playing at an MVP level. The former Mississippi State standout has thrown for 1,356 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Outside of Week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles, where he didn't throw for a touchdown or interception, Prescott has arguably been the best quarterback in the NFL. That includes a 4-touchdown day against the New York Jets in Week 5. Some believe that Prescott deserves to be the MVP this year, the ultimate praise for any player in the NFL. That includes owner Jerry Jones, who stated that Prescott is playing at that type of level. "I think he is playing at that level," Jones said, per the team site. "He is obviously right there at the very top of the strengths of this team, and what a place to have it. Of all the places you could have it going well for you, that would be the one you would pick to give you a chance to be in the playoffs." Dak Prescott continues to cement Cowboys' legacy. For Prescott, there's a lot of pressure being the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. He's done nothing but make plays for them, and while some fans have grown frustrated at times, the numbers don't lie. He recently passed Tony Romo for the most completions in franchise history and will have an opportunity to join the record books for passing yards and touchdowns in the future. When speaking to reporters, including Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram about that, Prescott admitted that it's awesome and something he's very thankful for. "It's awesome," Prescott said. "It's something I never take for granted. It's not something that I'm patting myself on the back for, but it's something that I understand the history before me." Adding to that, he stated that all his hard work is starting to really pay off, and that's been evident in what he has done on the field. "The experience is paying off," Prescott said about this part of his career. "On top of the film study, my preparations, and then just the clear communication on when a play's being not only called for, but what that play's been designed for, and how we feel like getting to attack this and attack that. I think it's just resulting in me knowing all of that and putting it all together. I'm feeling good out there." Dak Prescott is worried about winning championships, while Prescott, Jones, and the Dallas Cowboys would love for their quarterback to win the Most Valuable Player award. That doesn't mean much to fans in Dallas unless it ends in a Super Bowl ring. Prescott understands that Cowboys fans want to win at the highest level. It won't be easy this year, given how poorly the defense is played at times. However, Prescott isn't worried about the accolades for now. Instead, he wants to win and achieve something that Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach accomplished back in the day. "I understand the players who have come before me, and it's an honor," he said. "But at the end of the day, I want to win games, and I want to chase Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman and the accomplishments they have." The Dallas Cowboys caught almost relentless flack for trading superstar edge rusher Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers just before the season began, but the offense has kept the team's head above water in the 5 games since, and an opportunity is developing for Dallas to right whatever wrong it may have committed in letting Parsons go. Parsons wanted a massive extension, which he got from the Packers to the tune of a historic $186 million deal across 4 years, the largest non-QB contract in NFL history. The Cowboys couldn't afford to pay him that much because of all the money they had already invested in quarterback Dak Prescott, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, and cornerback Trayvon Diggs, as well as the deal to which the team signed cornerback Darren Bland after parting ways with Parsons. So Dallas turned Parsons into 2 first-round picks and interior defensive lineman Kenny Clark, who is a quality player in his own right. If the Cowboys could use one of those first-rounders to find a similarly skilled pass rusher to replace Parsons, the move would look far less egregious and debilitating in the near to midterm run over the next couple of seasons. Enter defensive end Trey Hendrickson of the reeling Cincinnati Bengals. Hendrickson wanted a new deal this summer, then wanted out of Cincinnati when the team balked at extension talks. He got a raise to $29 million in 2025, but is also headed for free agency next summer, and if the Bengals wanted to pay the 30-year-old Hendrickson big on a multi-year contract, it probably would have already happened. It made sense for Cincinnati to hold on to Hendrickson when the offense had a chance to be one of the best in the NFL. But with Joe Burrow out indefinitely and the team turning to a trade for 40-year-old QB Joe Flacco earlier this week as its stopgap measure, Hendrickson looks like perhaps the league's top trade deadline target. And as Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report pointed out on Wednesday, Dallas is a perfect fit. The Athletic's Diana Rossini reported in August that the Bengals wanted a 2026 first-round pick and a young defensive player in return for Hendrickson, Knox wrote. They probably can't expect that return, but they would have to consider a strong offer for the impending 2026 free agent, especially if they're below .500 at the deadline. Knox projected Hendrickson's trade value at a conditional second-round pick, which would be an even better deal for the Cowboys considering the 2 late firsts they acquired from Green Bay in the Parsons transaction. Hendrickson is older than Parsons, but he's also tallied 17.5 sacks in each of the past 2 seasons and doesn't appear to be slowing down, with 8 QB hits for sacks and 3 tackles for loss through 5 games this year. Because of his age, Dallas could likely sign Hendrickson to a 3-year deal rather than the 4- or 5-year contract it would have taken to keep Parsons, and at a much lower annual average salary than the $46.5 million he's making with the Packers.